Berthina, Bessie, Erie, Vera, that's cutting every low name. Pearlia, Saw, Lewis, Lula, George, Edward, Ada, and Ida. That's Cousin Mary's children. I saw Singleton. All right. The Rosie, other one I told you, she married Lewis Owens, and they had Floyd, Felix, Leroy, and Eli. That's the bunch of Daisy Ween and Joe Fay and them come from. All right. Columbus, that's the brother. He married Julia. He had 2 wives. He married 2 sisters. But I'm just going to tell you part of it today. All right. From their children, he had John, Mary Jane, Henry, Annie, Walter, Emma, I.C., Marcia, Victoria, Ivy, and Darlene. That's Columbus. My them call him Uncle Lum. All right, the others is Ben married Emma Mart. He had Lizzie, Angie, Iola, Jura, James, Mary, Wesley May, that's Cousin May, Emma Dean them, that's her, Credit, and Ben Jr. So another have named Ben, that's Grandpa's brother. All right. Then he had married Uncle Lucius. Uncle Lucius married Carolina. They only had 2 children. That was Cousin Anderson Pittman and Cousin Jane. Anderson is good Modesta Smith's mom, daddy, and Cousin Jane wanted to marry to Ben and Lewis. Now, Cousin Anderson Pittman had people like he had Wiley, Modesta, Miriam, Naomi, Worthington, Perry, Clara, Owena, Cleona, and Oella. So sister might know them. I didn't know the young ones.
Yeah, I knew them.
Okay. His other brother, Uncle Saul married Hannah. And he had Albert, Alex, Willie, Charlie Red. My mom called him Charlie Red. We named him Minster. Columbus, Floyd, and Sam. And so some of the grands from them is Casey, Dolores, Joe Pittman, what I'm going to talk about, Emily, and Hannah. All right. Cousin Murdy married Laura Marks. He had Monroe, Floyd, Hollis, Lily, Molly, Merle, that's Rose, Murdy, well, I used to hear him say Murdy Jack, but they got Jack there for him. Then they had Birdie and Murley. One of Birdie is Birdie Weed's name, daddy. That was twin, Birdie and Murdy. And Birdie was Dent Davis's mama. And that was the one that played basketball. What the name that the Mark, Ben and Mark now. That's the Ben and Mark and that one. Ben and Mark, well, Dan married Ben and Mark's sister. Dent Davis married Ben and Mark's sister. The other one was Rosie and Toad. Now Rosie had somebody named Leon. I don't remember that. They had the last one was Toad. I don't remember his chick. Now we finna come to Grandpa himself. Grandpa married Joanna Hart. That's Grandma. He had Aunt Alice and Annie. Aunt Alice had 5 children. You all know her 5 children, don't you?
No, they don't know them. Janelle doesn't know them.
Okay, her 5 children was Wanzi, Dorothy, Eddie Faye, Anna Mae, and Sydney. Those are her children.
Okay.
And next was Aunt Annis. Aunt Annis only had 2 children. That was one living in Bogalusa. What's the name? Irma Lee and Mary Nair. Irma Lee and Mary Nair was her 2 children. All right. The next, his 3rd child was Riley Vay. So she knew all of his children, don't you? Jeanette, you got them?
She doesn't know.
Ones I can think of is with Jeanette's mama. But you had Lou Verda, Ree Verda, Lou Verda, Ree Verda, Joanne,
there you go.
Jack, what the other name? Bud and Bo. I guess I think I know. Oh, I left out one. What the name of one? What you want to live in? What married to Will?
Jeanette.
What's that town?
I just said, what's your
One married to Wilton, but what's her name?
Oh, Rubenel.
Rubenel. That's right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, and Nick, well, okay, Nick ain't Gus had. You got all of them, all the Rubenel them, right?
That's where she come from. Janelle, that's the one he just named. Those are where your daddy, and those all his aunties and uncles.
Yeah, I'm looking. I pulled up the family tree to kind of follow along.
Okay.
Because there's so many siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And my mother was the oldest one in that family.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So my dad came from Roberta.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
All right, the next one ain't Gussie. She had one boy. That was L.C. Henry. She married Reverend E.A. Henry. I didn't think about who the other ones married. And Alice married Hollister McGee. And Annie married Uncle, I forgot what his name is. He's Uncle Julius. She married Julius. And,
right.
Aunt Maddie married A.J. Payton, and she had three girls and 2 boys. Yeah, I think because she had one we buried last week. She had Arthella, Lee Ritter, Janelle, TJ, and Jimmy Arshell. Jimmy. Those are her children. And Leslie, y'all might have having some hit with Aunt Leslie. And Leslie married O.C. Jackson, and they had what's the name? The one come down all the time. Had R.D. They had Buster. I don't think what Buster's real name was. Had Jimmy Lou, Betty Ruth, Sookie. Sookie's name was Florence. And then they had the last two. What the last two? One in Gulfport.
Pearlie and Cassandra.
Pearlie and Cassandra. Those are her children. The next one is William Pittman. William. And he married Aunt Edna. And they had him, she can name him. Had Julietta, James Lee, Von D. What's Sonny's real name? DJ had DJ. You had Sonny. No, I think Sonny. You had
Knott and Gregory.
You had Knott. You had Pot. You had Gregory. And with the baby boy. With Gerald, Gerald,
right.
I think I named them all. Yeah, I think I got all of them. Then the next come down to Julia. She married Otis Lewis, Buddy Lewis. She had Artis Lewis, Henry Lewis, Connell Lewis, Brady Lewis, Joe Lewis, and Carolyn Lewis.
That's me, Carolyn.
And I'm Artis's daughter.
I know you.
And the next one, you had Aunt Helen. Now, she had Aunt Helen married, I'm going to call him Preacher Riley. So he was Riley. Now, they had Mert, I think Mert's name was Daniel Eugene. Then she had Baby, I don't know what Baby, then she had
I'm loving these nicknames.
Junior Knox. Out of Junior Knox, you had Reese Boy, Zonetta, and Polly.
Marie, forgot Marie.
And Marie, I forgot one, Marie. Okay. Next you had was Aunt Helen. Was Alva Reese. Alva Reese only had one daughter. What was her name? Sister one living in California. Y'all used to go see her.
I can't remember her name, but she's been to my house when I lived in California.
I'm trying to think what they call her.
Florida.
No, that's on Daddy's side.
Oh.
I can't think of her name. She used to come. We used to visit each other when I lived in California.
Okay. And next one was Aunt Willie B. Now we had to have them see. We start with Aunt Willie B. I think you had Leslie, Bubba, and Kilroy. Them the 3 boys. Then you have Bunchy.
Kilroy and Leslie, same one.
Kilroy's Leslie. Kilroy's Leslie.
Same one.
McGraw, what I'm trying to say, McGraw.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you had Leslie, I think Bubba's named Jerry, isn't it?
Right.
Yep. So Leslie, Jerry, McGraw. Those are the 3 boys. Then the girls, a bunch of name was Penelope. And
Yeah.
Penelope had Sylvia, Janice, Sally,
Alice and Rita.
Alice and Rita.
Right.
Okay. That's all of them. That's Henry and Joanna bunch. Next is the Floyd Pittman. He married Stella. And he had Lewis, Wallace, Sedgwick, Zeddy, Leela, Maisie, and Walter Jack, we call, and Floyd Jr. And Lewis is a bunch that Hazel Ford married and where Mary Martin them come from.
Right.
Okay, that's grandpa, that's grandma, but that means a lot. Now we finna get grandma's bunch. Grandma, that dad was named Edmund Hart. Dad was named, he made her mama named Mary Hart. Now okay. Now on them, their children, the girls was Annis, that was Annie, and Carrie, and Julia. Now Annis, and Annie, I believe that's Willie Marsh's mama. Which one? Yeah.
I think
and Annie is Willie Marsh's mama. She only had that one child. And Carrie is one that with all of, but they had about 5 or 6. Clint, is that the one you asked about them too? Does she want them or
Janelle, you wanted those two?
I wanted to understand more about the Hart side of the family.
That's the Harts he's reading now.
Yes.
Okay,
I was looking at the tree, and
okay.
So Joanna Hart, that was her maiden name. I have her parents.
That's grandma. That's our that's your grandmother. Grandma. Her name was Joanna.
Did you call her grandma?
Yeah, we called her grandma.
We called her grandma. So like I said, he had
Are you thinking about Aunt Minerva? Because she had a twin sister, Minerva and Joanna.
Well, I'm finna get on to that. Then he had Aunt Julia. And Aunt Julia, I think only had one, I believe they say what she had married to Reverend Crouch. She had one boy, and what they called him, the one that pig leg, that one, what was his name?
I'm trying to think of it. I can't think of his name.
I had it wrote down somewhere. I'm trying to think what we called him. All right. And then Aunt Minerva, she had, let's see, Marion, that's the oldest one, Roosevelt, Acey, Sonny, which is Hubert, and Delaney, and you had Bang, which was Duray, and she had Susan Lou, and she had Sally Parker, but Sally Parker died young. I didn't know Sally Parker, but those are her children.
And Artis.
All I know was Sally. Yeah.
Well, Aunt Minerva and Grandma, the twin sisters, both of them married a man named Henry Pittman, and both of them were mulatto men. Both were half white.
I found that, and also Mama told me that they were first cousins. The 2 Henry Pittmans was first cousins, so the twin sisters married to first cousins. They were first cousins.
Okay.
So you know what? That's funny that you guys mentioned that, because I'm not sure which cousin it was, but we were comparing trees, and it looked like Henry had 2 wives.
Who?
Henry. You just said he had 2 wives, right? He married.
It looked like he had 2 wives. Oh, can you hear me?
So is that what you just confirmed?
Now, Minerva had 2 husbands. Now, I don't know.
Yeah, Minerva had 2 husbands, but
had 2 husbands.
Our grandmother had one. Our grandfather had 1 wife, and that was Grandma Joanna Hart.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Minerva had 2 husbands. And Minerva had 2 husbands. She had Isidore Newsom, and then she had Henry Pittman. Now, them the only 2 I know
of. Okay.
All right.
We found
other
Henry Abram Pittman, and then our grandfather Henry Pittman. But they were born the same year, so we were confused when we were looking at records if they were the same man or not.
Oh, okay. All right, and the next was Aunt Lula, and Aunt Lula, we said, we see Grandma and Grandpa had a sister and a brother. They married a sister and a brother. Okay. So those what I was telling you a while ago, that OC and RC, that was Mama and them's double first cousins. And the other one had was that girl was Sarah. I don't know her. I don't know any much about her. I don't know what she had in children or not. I don't have any more information on her. But now on the boys, there was Saul, Jesse, Uncle Jessica one, and Uncle John, Uncle AC, and Casey. Uncle Jesse is the only one that's living. I think he's about 107 or 8. He's still alive.
Oh, Conrad, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you and Janelle and Angela are first cousins.
Okay.
I think that they're
Angela who?
Dad.
No,
Is that right?
No.
Okay.
No, Angela's my sister.
Oh, Angela's your sister. Okay.
We
so
are
Janelle is
first
your first
cousins.
cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeanette, Janelle, and Conrad are first cousins.
No, my dad is you guys' first cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Conrad.
Right.
Hey, Jeanette.
Hi.
Hey, how's everybody?
Good.
All right.
Good.
All right. The next one, Aunt Annie. Aunt Annie married Percy Anthony, and Aunt Annie had Harold, Johnny William. We call him Johnny Will, Dixie, and Herbert. Herbert is Mackie boy, and Althea. That's Dub. Those are her children. Now, Aunt Carrie married Cash Alexander. Now, her children was Ada, Willie Mae. That's the one that's she's still living. That was one that was married to R.H. London. Now, Clint, Fred, Dan, and Marie, they call her Marie. I'm not sure. I think she's still there, but those are her children. So she had 7 children. And had Aunt Julia. That's what we said. We still want to go into Aunt Julia. She married Reverend Crouch. She had one boy. The boy I'm trying to think his name is Booker T.
Booker T. That was his name.
She had Booker T.
Artis, is this written down somewhere? Because my book only goes so far.
Well, I wrote a lot of those names in. I went and got the genealogy books at the parish house, and all the people that I know were living, all I could ask. I went around the cut when I know what it means to LCD. I went to Good Hannah out there before she passed, and all of the people that I didn't know that they knew. And I went to Mark Pittman, and they gave me the name, and I wrote them down. That's how I forgot all the Gerald and all of his brothers and sisters. So I got most of them brothers and sisters. Now, I didn't call out all of them, but I got a lot of them brothers and sisters.
Okay. Because a lot of them would be the age of these young people that are asking now.
Yeah.
And because I would know that generation. I would know the generation, our generation, Artists, the ones that we knew when we were growing up.
Yeah. I thought we went over there. We said number 4 said Joanna married Henry Pittman. Then we already told you about them, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and Aunt Minerva. Aunt Minerva, I told you about Aunt Minerva. I called them off. Next was Aunt Luke when Willie Mars.
Does the last name Galloway mean anything to you? Galloway? Gala Galloway?
What about Galloway?
I have that coming up in, I don't know if you've taken an ancestry DNA test, but sometimes they do this thing called through lines. And Ned and Nancy Galloway were mentioned to be
I saw that
great grandparents.
Yeah, somebody sent me that thing about Galloway, but I don't know. They are connected somehow, but I don't know how to connect. When you look up the archive, and I got a list that was some of it the lady sent me. I hadn't been able to pick it out, but the Galloway thing, they are mentioned.
On here, it looks like they're trying to say it's Mary. All right, so Edmund Hart is the father of Joanna Hart, according to this. I don't know if it's right or not, and that's kind of what I was hoping you could help with. And it said that Edmund Hart married.
That was Grandma's daddy. So now he might be tied up. I don't know the other part. It could be all that. But I saw a Galloway thing, and I got some lists that a lady sent me from Mount Beth. I got some old name about who their parents and all that, who they married. But I hadn't been able to sort out some of it.
Now, Artis, Edmund Hart was our great grandfather, and he married Jane, who was an African. They said that she spoke Hebrew.
No,
That's
Luke
beautiful.
Well, Mama told me.
married
Well,
Jane.
Mama
But
told me
there's
she was
Jane on the
Ethiopian.
other side of the family, Jane Falk.
Married,
Well, see, our
married
grandpa.
Luke.
What Mama told me, grandpa, the Edmund Hart man, he was about white, but Mama said he married. She called it an Ethiopian. Said he married a black woman with big lips, and that's why we adore it. So yeah, that's what
Edmund was mulatto.
Uh-huh.
And Joanna, they said she spoke Hebrew, but they called her Ethiopian.
Okay, Mama called her Ethiopian. That's what Mama called her, Ethiopian. Yeah, and they said she was dark. I think she said that's why we said dark. But the last he was grandpa, great grandpa was real light. He was real light.
Right.
All right. Now we had Sarah. She married Carl Carter. Now y'all, a lot of y'all might remember Carl Carter. Now Carl Carter.
We do, but that generation, Janelle's generation, and Ashley's, and Jeanette, I don't think they would know the Carters because we went to school with their children.
Yeah.
What was their children's name?
Molly Kay. You remember Molly Kay?
Yeah, Mama told me about them.
Okay.
Molly Kay Jefferson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your cousins.
Yeah, she told her. I know about them.
Okay, that's
Stay
about
down
okay.
on
That's
13.
the bunch.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Molly Kay's mama. Now these are Molly Kay's mama's brothers, not sisters and brothers. They had Charity, they had Evil, and Evil is what Molly Kay just like the Jefferson lived down there going to Lampton.
Yeah.
That was what Mom thought you couldn't Evil. Okay, the Molly Kay Jefferson, they come from that bunch. Then they had a Levy. I don't remember them. They had Mary. They had William. William Carter is what the man selling watermelon in Gulfport.
Oh no.
What we call him? JW. JW. William Carter is his daddy. See, and his mama, what was her name was Ernestine, Justine. So he met Justine. That bunch down there.
Okay, Artis, what about Pee Wee? Now Pee Wee's daddy was.
I'm finna get to that. I'm finna get to that.
Okay.
I got to. Okay. Next is
I got to step out 1 minute.
Eddie Carter lived in Gulfport. That's one Mama talk about the house. All right. Then they had Harvey Carter. That's the one that just died about 3 years ago. He was about 107. I think he died about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then you had Shant. Shant name is Hosey. That's Pee Wee down that side road where he got killed. That's Pee Wee coming in. We called him Shant. His name was Hosey.
Okay.
Wait, did he say Posey or Hosey?
Hosey with an H.
They told me Hosey. Now some of them, so I saw it someplace said Hosaa or Hosoa or something, but I got Hosey. I know what he's talking about because they sent me Shant.
Hosea or Hosey, one of the two.
I think it's one of them. But see, everybody called him Shant, so you didn't know his name. See, and then other was Mardessa. I don't remember that one, but I know Mom and them told me some stayed out in California, but couldn't Charity stayed in Gulfport. She had several children. Couldn't Eva live down there by Lampton. And me said, yeah. And the other one was one with Octavian and mamas. She was one. She was one of them. I don't think what we call her. Mom must have been Leela. Yeah, Leela. That's the one that married to the Fallon fella with Cliff Fallon.
Oh,
Cliff Fallon, his children. Okay, that's that one. All right, the last one was Saul. He married the Lula Pittman. Okay, that's the one I just told y'all about. That Lula was Grandma's brother. Mr. Saul is Grandma's brother. Lula is Grandpa's sister. And those are one I tell you where you had the double first cousin.
Those are Hearts.
Yeah. He had Mary Hart. Now Mary Hart, she married the young blood man, what burned up the house, what we call him.
Right.
Odell Young Blood. That's the one with Roy and Troy and all that bunch. I believe. Then they had OC. OC didn't have no children. Okay. Then they had Georgine. Georgine married to Rufus Brown, and they had Odell, OCD,
Bunzia.
Huh?
Bunzia.
What you call it? Ruth.
They call her Bunzia.
Bunzia, Ruth and Bunzia. They had 4 children: O'Neill, OCD, Ruth, and Bunzia.
Yeah.
Okay, then you had Cousin Velma, Mr. Jordan, Cousin Velma, and she had Rafus and Rachel. Rafus just died. Rachel is still living. She's in California.
Okay.
Then they had Cousin Thelma. I don't know about the Cousin Thelma's children. RC didn't have no children. Now Lozelle got some children. She lived in Chicago. I don't know if her children. I've seen one. I don't know the name, but they had Flossie. Flossie, she married the Mark man. They had some children. I think one of the girls was named Wesley. They had a boy now. I forgot what the other boy. That was the one married the boy on the wife. What was her name? You know, she worked in the bank. She married to that bunch. Yeah. She was a Mark. I don't know her name that well. Like I said, Jesse, Uncle Jesse married, they call him Mazalea. That's what they sent me. They only had one boy, and that's Roscoe. So that's the one to come up here and bring mama the ice cream and mashed on my door. When the door started down, they went around, thought they were gonna get locked up in the house.
I see what you say.
Then had Uncle Johnny. He married Rosie. We call him Zena Jackson, and he had John Jr. He had Mary. He had Leon, and they had one. I think we called him Bo. All I remember, Bo had Minnie Lee and Bo Baby. And AC married Aunt Anna, and he had AC Jr., Jura, Lovell, Mary, and Hannah Lee. And now Casey didn't have no children. That's all I know. Casey didn't have any children.
Okay.
Now the mother, like I said, I got them great grand, but I got to unravel them. They sent me a list of them, but you got to go down through and pick them out. See, on one of them, he married 2 sisters. He married twice. He got a real Mr. Isaac Pittman up down there. Then he come back and got Marcia Pittman, Anna, and with Bernadette and them mama. So he married one.
That's all right. Don't confuse them.
That's a history of one we can go. Like I said, it takes some time to figure out the money. Like I got it. They gave me 3 more sheets. Bernadette brought it to me, but we had to go through that and figure out.
So we do have a few other questions. We wanted to know if was Luke and Jane. Who was Luke and Jane's slave master, or do you know anything that could help us figure out who they were?
They had to be Pittmans for sure, because we took on the name of our slave masters.
Okay, so that's a definite. Okay.
And Luke was probably the son of the slave master because he was half white.
Okay, that's, right. So that's definitely a thing too. I saw that.
We found records showing that Luke is a Clarissa Pittman's son, but we can't figure out the father or who the slave master was.
Yeah, probably the master. So his mother was Clarissa, because I don't have that one. Artis, we don't have that one, do we?
Have what now?
Grandpa Luke's mother's name was Clarissa.
I could show you if you guys want on the ancestry. They're listed. It even says how much, I guess, her retail was worth. They consider it. They don't call it retail. Actually, they called it
property value or
property value.
Like
thank you, sweetheart. Property value.
Somebody send me that link because I want to.
We need. I'd like to get that. Y'all got that wrote down. So I wrote these down.
And Artis, I need that you have too. I'll come down to the house and get that you have. And Janelle, you're gonna send us that link, right?
It's not a link. Unless you're on Ancestry, it won't show up. So what I did was I screenshotted it, and it's in the family history group. So if you go
share
into
your
the
screen.
pictures.
So what is the family history? So I just go on the Pittman family history or what?
Yeah. So let me explain maybe why I created that group. It was because I didn't want to try to think. I didn't know who was in the family reunion group, and I didn't know who was in charge of it, and I didn't want them to think I was stepping on anybody's toes. So what I did was I created another group that was just to kind of do history and added people in our family that I also knew was interested in history. So that way we have like our own little archive and we could connect and figure all this out. So
Yes.
a lot of the things that I found on Ancestry, I screenshot it and I
Uh-huh.
put it in there. So including this video right now is being recorded. And if you want to go back and anything that Uncle Artis said, you could pause it, write down what he's saying, unpause it, you know, so that way everybody has equal access to all our family history.
Well, I'm old, so I have to get that paper he has.
I want to get Artis. I want to get that paper too.
Okay.
I want that paper, and I distribute it to the family.
I wanted to clarify something that was said. You said that our grandfather, Henry Pittman, and Minerva's husband, Henry, were first cousins. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mama told me that. I asked Mama, I said, well, are they any kin? She said they were first cousins. Yeah, both of them was named Henry Pittman, and she told me they were first cousins.
So there are two Henry Pittmans?
Did we know how they were, like exactly how they were first cousins, or no?
No, we hadn't got them. See, we'd had to get Grandpa's daddy. We got, but
and that would be the slave master.
But we had to get his brother. Now, Jill sent me some pictures of. I think they're on the hard side. So what you had to try to do, we got Grandpa Henry, Mom and Daddy, but we need to get his brothers that know how they were first cousins. Right. We don't have that at the present. I don't have that right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when we found the census for Luke's mother, the rest of the kids, their names, it just had initials. It didn't have the actual names, so we don't know those names.
Yeah.
Back then, their name was initials. Like it could have been OD. That was all their name. OD.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that's the case, but back then that was quite common.
Right. RC and OC, that is all their name. RC and OC, that is all their name. That's all they're called. RC and OC. They sign their name. They sign it RC and OC.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So do you have any pictures of our? I don't know if she already asked this question, but do you have any pictures?
Yeah.
Now we got some somewhere. Now I got some. I think Uncle John and Grandma's brother, and I guess I think he, when he was 98, I think he got married again. So he's been married several times. So the lady sent me some. They didn't color the pretty pictures. So I'm gonna say that was some of his wives. We got some of it sorted out. Some of them we got a picture. We don't know who. We know they're in the family, but we don't know.
And honest, we have a picture of Mama and Grandpa Henry.
Yeah, we used to have a picture of that.
Yes, we do. Of our mother sitting beside Grandpa Henry.
Is there a way you guys can take a picture and put it in the group or something? I would love to see that.
Do you know where it is?
I don't know how to do that.
Take a picture with your phone, Mom. Take a picture with your phone and send it to me.
Wow.
Have Dad do
That's
it.
literally 4 generations up for me.
He know how to do it.
Now, when we have the family reunion, I'm gonna bring it to you.
Like I said,
do you still have that picture?
Yeah, I think so. Fred, you come over and take it.
Yeah.
Okay, Fred will come over and take it.
Okay, that's it.
I'm shaking your head, Ashley.
So
you know I'm old.
And I think Polly got a picture, I think, of all the mama and them, I think, except Aunt Anna's Alice. So I was gonna try to get that.
I do too. I have a picture of Mama and 6 of her sisters.
Okay, yeah, I want to get that one. That's one I was talking about. Yeah. Mama sick. I want to get that one.
Who is our oldest living relative on the Pittman line?
Arlena.
The oldest in the Pittman line living now? Well, Uncle Johnny is the oldest in the Hart line. The oldest in the Pittman line would be, well, I guess Cousin Irma Lee.
And how old are both of them? The oldest living Hart.
Arlene. Isn't Arlene older than Irma Lee?
Who?
Arlene, that's the only living sister that Mom and them have.
Okay, I forgot about her. Yeah.
How old is she?
I think
she's like 98, 97 or 98 right now.
Now, does she have? Is she able to talk well and everything?
Yeah,
I think she She
Yeah,
has
they still
Alzheimer's.
taking the lunch now. Her daughter, I talked with her daughter last week. She said her mind kind of rum and go sometime, but yeah, she can talk. And I asked her, they still taking it to the feed site every week. And they said, yeah. So she's still up and walking. Now she would be her and Uncle Johnny. See, Uncle Johnny on the heart, he's the oldest. He's about 178. He's still living.
Oh my goodness. I would love to interview him. Find out what he eats, what he doesn't eat.
Wait, is that the one in Oregon?
Yeah.
Yes.
One in
I
Portland.
think he died. I think he died.
When?
Wait, I think so. That's the one that got married like when he was 90, right?
No, he's older than 90 when he got married. That's the same one. Yeah,
yes, he was 98.
Jill hadn't told me he passed.
That sounds like a show.
Somebody needs to find him.
Yeah, I want to find him.
How did he wind up in Oregon?
He ran from the law, right?
Huh?
He running from the law?
Actually, that was 70 years ago. So they have forgotten him now. He's just a fugitive who's aged.
They wouldn't put him in jail now.
You said you think if he's deceased, Arlene would be the oldest one on that side. I'm gonna check with you and see if last I know he was still living. I didn't know he had passed.
That's what I think. I'm not for sure.
Okay.
Who keeps in touch with him?
I think we all do. Artis, you live closer to Gulfport than I do right now.
Oh, the one in Oregon.
Oh, who's in touch? Nobody.
No,
right?
Seriously though, I thought we said that he died or something. Because I wanted to reach out with
last we heard he was still living, and he was like 107.
Because he had just got married.
Yeah, he got married. But I'm gonna have to check and see what if he's passed. I hit a slip. I remember if I was told he had passed, I haven't forgotten it. But he would be the only one on that side, so he could be.
We don't know if he has Artis. Do you know whether or not Uncle Johnny had any children?
Yeah, he has some children.
So that's who we need to find.
That's Nana's uncle, right?
Right.
That's the one.
All right. We'll leave it there.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So back to Wade. One of our cousins asked about Wade. Did Fred get off already? No, there he is.
Yeah, Fred.
Hold up. First of all, I literally inboxed like four of you. Was like, do you know Wade Pittman in person? Because we had another family. I believe she is family somehow, but it's not directly related family. But she was upset because she was trying to prove that her research was correct, but it didn't match any of ours.
And who was she?
Her name is Eunice. Eunice, am I pronouncing that right, Ashley?
Yeah.
Eunice what?
Eunice
Pittman.
Lewis.
Eunice Lewis. Well, we were Lewis's artists. Do we know any Eunice Lewis's?
Eunice.
So they just sent it to somebody named Wade Pittman. And
Wade and Eliza Tyson or something like that.
Yeah, it was different. So we really think they're probably from the same slave master, but just a different.
Minerva married that person's Wade Pittman and Eliza Tyson's son. So that's how those kids came along. But
no, Minerva
I don't think that.
Minerva didn't marry Wade. Minerva
she married Henry, and Henry was Wade's child.
Okay.
Oh, really? But we didn't know.
Wait, really? I didn't even know that.
No.
Yes, Henry. His name is Henry Abram Pittman. He was a child from Wade Pittman and Eliza Tyson, and he married Minerva. But that's how we're related to.
Through marriage.
That group, but not necessarily Wade Pittman. We couldn't figure out the relation between Wade Pittman, but if Artis is saying that both Henrys were first cousins, then that is the case, but that would most likely be through the slave master. We just can't figure out who the slave masters were.
Yeah.
So when I asked Wade directly if he knew, because I was like,
I know Mama told me they were first
cousins.
Yeah, Mama told me they were first cousins. The two of them were first cousins. Mama told me that.
Artis, do you remember that white man that lived down by the triangle, and he told Mama that they were cousins? Remember Laverne Pittman?
Yeah, I remember Laverne Pittman.
And he said
That's
he
who,
told
you
Mama
know,
they were cousins.
that's who my uncle's name, Laverne.
Yeah, Laverne Pittman. He was the road supervisor for a year. And Mom told me he was their cousin. Yeah,
Be careful.
I remember him.
Was he an older person? Because there's a guy who entered our group named Jack Pittman, who claimed that he's our cousin too, and he wanted to help us find. Did you guys read that message?
Yes. It was a white guy.
He's a white.
And he said that he found something from some records that said his family owned some slaves, and he thinks that we may be related, but he hasn't responded to the last few posts.
And where is he from? Where does he live?
I don't know, but he said that it was out of Georgia. That his ancestors owned slaves out of Georgia. But I haven't found any records of our family being in Georgia. I've only seen us being in someplace named Marion County.
Yeah, that's
Marion County. That's where we are from.
Yes.
That's where I am now, Marion County.
Right.
Okay. What about Prentice? Prentice
is 20 miles from Columbia.
Okay. My dad said that my great grandmother was buried there or something like that. Like there's like a lot of our family there.
What was her name? What was your great grandmother's name?
I think her name was Ella May.
Ella May. Artis. Ella May.
I know she was in Gulfport when she passed. I wasn't sure. I was wondering did they bring her back up here and bury her. Now her brothers and sisters are buried up here, so maybe they brought her too. She's buried.
She buried on the coast.
Huh?
She's buried on the
coast. My grandma was buried on the coast.
Talking about your grandmother, Janelle.
Yeah, she's buried on the coast.
Mama buried on the coast. She's on the coast.
I know it. Did they bring her back? Did they bring her back up here to bury, or they buried her down there?
They buried her down there.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, because we was all at the funeral and everything.
Okay.
Mama's down there.
Yeah.
I told y'all call her Bo Mama. I call her Mama.
Okay. So who is in Prentice, Mississippi?
No,
I don't know.
Connection. Is it Prentice? Prentice? How do you pronounce it?
Who?
It's Prentice. That's right, Prentice.
And what is the connection there? Where what's like our family from there or something?
No.
I
don't think so.
They have Columbia, Marion County.
You had Sandy Hook. Did they have Sandy Hook?
Yes, I saw that on a few of the census. That Sandy Hook.
Right.
Yeah, they had Sandy Hook. Yeah, that's where they came from.
All the Pittmans came. Everybody out there is related to you, and it's about 10,000 of them. Wow. At least it was. And they're all related to us.
That's beautiful.
We're busy.
I want to go there.
But now
I'm trying to see who you trying to say stay in Prentice, Janelle.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to think of what Pittman stayed.
Because see, Mama never did go up to Prentice. They never.
Maybe it's my dad's side. Dad's side then, and I just have it.
It must be your dad's side.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because Mama died on the coast and was buried on the coast.
Oh wow.
Andy's here. Andrea.
Hello.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Hey, Andy.
Hi, family.
Your cousin Rudy, her twin.
Hey, cousin.
Andy, you have a cousin who looks just like you, and when she come back on, you'll see her.
She's right here.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Yes, she is.
Hi.
Like, are you serious?
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Have you ever met
Is that my younger version? Is that 20 years? Is that 20 years ago?
Sister.
Last year. She looked so young.
Uncle Adam is calling you.
Yeah.
She was talking about the people in Prentice. See, when Uncle Julius and Aunt Annis lived up in Prentice. And when she died, they buried her up there. Mary Nair and Irma Lee and all we would go up there and see. So that's who you're talking about. Yeah, we had a resident up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good. But
Uncle
that was
Julius,
not mama.
That's where Uncle Julius came. It was Daniel. See, married him. His name was Julius Daniel. And see, and they buried up there when we went to his funeral, Uncle Julius' funeral. But Connie and them was in a hurry, and we didn't get a chance to go to the grave. And she said, "I want to take you and show you where Mama was buried." Yeah, we had relatives up there.
And that was Uncle Julius, and who was his wife?
And it's Mary Neal and Irma Lee's mama was his wife.
That was our.
That was Mama's sister.
Mama's sister. Okay, Janelle, I think that's where that came from.
That's what she's talking about. The ones in Prentice. That's what she's
my
talking
dad
about.
said that he used to have to go to Prentice sometimes, see family, and I thought it was this side.
Yeah. We had Mom and them had a sister lived up there, and they used to go back and forth. And I heard somebody else say they went up there.
Okay,
and they both were buried up there. Uncle his name was Julius Daniel. Her name was Artis Daniel. But she was a Pittman. She married Uncle Julius. So, and they had 2 children. One I told you about, Mary Neal and Irma Lee. Now, and Artis died in 1934. So that's when you all don't know about her. See?
Right.
You right about that.
Artis
in 1934.
Who was the oldest? Aunt Annis or Aunt Alice?
And Alice was the oldest child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she died giving birth to Mary Neal. Mary Neal was born in 1934. She died giving birth to Mary Neal. I never met her. Mary Neal was 6 years older than me. So I heard a lot of talk about it, but I remember Uncle Julius, they used to come through going to Prentice. And Mary Neal used to come through here going to Prentice.
Right.
Okay. Well, I never heard of them.
The rest of our family was born between, not born, but buried between Sunflower Baptist and Mount Bethel, right?
Right.
That's correct, yeah.
Sunflower is our church.
Where is that? Is that in Gulfport?
No, it's right outside of Foxworth.
That's in Marion County. That's in Marion County.
That's Marion County.
It's not too far from where Uncle Artis is. It's where my mom, my dad, and my sister are buried. Or they're all there.
I don't. Andrea, right? Is that your name?
Yes.
Andrea. They don't call me that though. Nobody calls me Andrea though.
Andi.
What do we call you?
Andi.
Can I call you Andi?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm your cousin Janelle.
Hi.
I just noticed that your last name is Lewis, and so maybe that lady was right. Are they related to her, you think?
No. She's a descendant of Wade Pittman, and Wade Pittman is somehow related now that Artis says that both of the Henrys are first cousins. We just can't figure out exactly how.
Because your last name is Lewis, and there was a woman who was trying to find her ancestry, and she thought we were her Pittman side, but her name is Eunice. Eunice Lewis.
I think that's her married name.
Oh, okay.
And you guys, Andi is the daughter of Brady Lewis.
And that's my brother and Artis's brother.
That's cool.
Yeah, I had 5 brothers and I'm the only girl.
We're similar. I am the only girl. I have 4 brothers.
That's why we call her sister. Aunt sister.
Auntie sister.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Janelle, what questions you guys have?
I just wanted to clear up some stuff I had. Now you said Jane is the one that had the very thick accent. Like Jane, Luke's wife.
Yeah.
She had a very thick accent.
Yeah, and they said, and she was dark, and that's what made us dark. All the rest of them were real. Also, when mulatto was light, but she is called the rest of them being dark. But we still have some light ones in the family, but she was real dark.
She was from Ethiopia, right?
Yeah, that's what Mama said. She was Ethiopian, and said she had black and had big lips. I was always told that she was Ethiopian.
So that kind of makes. She was born in 1840. It doesn't say where, so it's quite possible that she came from there and she was enslaved out here. It's very rare that you get someone from East. I mean, all right. So my ancestry did come up North African and East African. I don't know if anybody else's would validate, because Ethiopia is in East Africa, and usually they took and stole people from the West.
Exactly.
So I wonder
where did the last if she still had a thick accent or something, you would think that she came over kind of later in the slave trade. So she may have come over on the last slave ship, the Clotilda, I believe it's called. If that time frame is correct, but I don't know exactly when that last ship came in.
And you know
came in through Mobile Port, Mobile, Alabama.
Because they stopped the slave trade at some point, but they still were doing it illegally.
Yes.
So like she could have been, like you said, the last of the last.
Yeah, well,
but then again, how long does it take for an accent to fade? You know, if all these you know, these people came from different countries in Africa, if your parents have an accent, there's a high probability you're gonna have an accent too.
Yeah.
So I wonder how
slave owner beats you.
I mean, they would beat you for speaking another language, but your accent, you can't control that. You could speak English and still have an accent. So I wonder if she had an accent because of just all the, that's the way they spoke.
Well, see, slavery was supposed to be abolished in 1865. So you saying she was born around 1840? She would have been a young lady. See, they abolished slavery, like you said. They still done something illegal, but legally it's supposed to be abolished in 1865.
Right. The last
so he was born in 1865, the same day, same year.
The last slave ship came over in 1860, July of 1860. I just looked it up through Mobile, Alabama.
That would have been the one she was on. Like I said, see, that would have been 5 years before it was abolished. So that means she been in that last bunch of bringing them over.
Yeah.
Right.
That's wild.
So
how did she from Ethiopia though? I wonder what how did that happen?
That's a mystery.
But again, those people migrate. You know, maybe there was like different seasons, because in Las Vegas, the natives, they would move to like the Valley of Fire in the winter, and then in the summer go to Mount Charleston where it's cooler. So maybe they migrated, you know, follow the food pattern or something.
Yep, that could very well be. Very well be.
I think in that in the district over there in Mobile, they actually have a list of some of the known slaves, and they actually have a burial site and all that. So we may be able to find records. I went on a tour some years back, but none of her name doesn't seem familiar to me. But then again, when she got to her plantation, she was probably renamed.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, then. Till we get some more information.
Oh wait, Uncle Artis, can you enlighten them and tell them how there's a Mount Moriah? What is it? Where is it? The cemetery? Mount Moriah.
Bethel. Mount Bethel.
Mount Bethel 1 and 2.
Mount Bethel.
Some relatives are buried here and there.
You took a lot of pictures out there.
Grandpa Henry. What I'll tell you about Grandpa Henry, Lucius, and all them are buried out there at Mount Bethel.
You have the pictures.
We call it Mount Bethel number 2 now.
Yeah.
But what happened? Didn't they get mad at each other or something?
But the church split.
During the 60s, the church split in the 60s. Some said that a lot of the people passed that was living over in the area where the church was, and the majority of the people was living in the area where the second church, and they said it was too far to travel. And so they got together. I was told before that they was having Sunday school and something in different places. They wasn't coming to the main church every Sunday, but on Pastoral Day, they would come. But through the years, they just got saying, well, it's enough here, we just split up. So they split up, I believe, during the 60s. When I went to college, there was one church. When I came back, Mama told me they had split. So they split during the 60s. And during that time, and so we got people's buried at both. Some of the people come over there, you might have a sister and a brother buried over here, sister and brother buried there. So they are buried at both places now. Mount first and second Mount Bethel.
Was Joanna also buried at Mount Bethel?
I'm gonna say they buried her in Gulfport down there.
Grandma was buried in Gulfport, wasn't she, Artis?
I think she was buried in Gulfport. I'm quite sure they didn't bring her up here. They didn't bring her up here.
Really, what cemetery do you know?
My grandpa is buried up here. Yeah. Now, as far as I understand it is that cemetery, I don't what we call that road? What we just left from? What's that called? What they call that? We call it side camp. I don't know the official name of it.
Okay.
But
Yep,
we was
I
out
know
there
what you're talking
last
about.
Saturday. We was out last Saturday to Arthel. They carried Arthel out there. And I think Grandma is buried out there. Now, some of them, Uncle Artis, some of the, well, Uncle Artis buried at the first cemetery, but some of the people that's in service, they carry them to Keesler. I'm going to say Grandma is buried out there at side camp. I'm going to check and see. I asked her Eileen one time and she didn't know, but I think Von D know. I know some people down there that know where she was buried.
Yeah. Our cousins down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I've seen pictures floating around of Joanna's headstone. Her name wasn't on it, was it?
Like I said.
No way.
How
do we know it's hers then?
I think it is. That's otherwise we couldn't identify.
Yeah, I saw there's like a marking or something in the center, but the pictures I've seen that someone uploaded them on Ancestry of her headstone, but it didn't have her name on it. It just had some big symbol in the center of it.
Well,
I gotta see this. I wonder what
that could be now. When after I moved back here, I say what in the 70s, we had a little mark up something for Grandpa. But Uncle Artis, because they were buried side by side, he was in the arms at the funeral. So they bought one, they sent money up here, and I went and bought one for Grandpa and put it up since I've been back in the 70s. Now, with Grandma's, I'm not sure. But they did have one for Grandpa up in the 70s, and he died in 1944.
Wow. I have a question. I want to know more about like our cultural heritage, things that you've seen us practice, like holidays or just traditions, or even like different food that we cook that came from our ancestors.
We used to get together every 4th of July before we knew about Juneteenth. And we would have a picnic, lots of food, swimming, just associate, just fellowshipping every 4th of July for many years, as long as I can remember.
In Gulfport?
Uh-huh. Okay. Always in Gulfport.
We started off in Gulfport. Yeah, we used to have it in Gulfport.
What about food? Like things that maybe our great-great-great-grandmothers cooked.
Great-grandmothers what?
Cooked?
Food.
She was like, for instance, she was a fisherman. Grandma was a fisherman. She would fish 24/7 if she could.
Wow, really?
As a matter of fact,
so we're talking about Ella Mae Pittman, right?
No, I was talking about Joanna.
Joanna. Okay, so she was good at fishing.
Yes.
Now that's cool.
They're all Pittmans.
Now Ella Mae Pittman was her daughter-in-law.
Yeah,
she married Riley Bay.
Her grandmother.
I see she was a Henry before she married. She was a Henry. Yeah.
Okay. So my great-great-great-grandmother, Joanna. That's cool to know. So like she caught the fish, did all the things to cook the fish herself?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So all of them.
Oh, and Janelle, let me tell you this. Your grandmother, Ella Mae, right? That's your grandmother.
Roberta is my grandmother.
Okay, so your great grandmother, Ella Mae, and Gussie, which is Mama's sister. They were and Gussie married Aunt Ella Mae's brother.
Oh, no way.
Oh, stop. What?
Reverend Henry.
Was that incest?
Reverend Henry and Aunt Ella Mae, brother and sister.
That's right.
Shut up.
Yes.
Wait, we got to say that slower.
Can you say it one more time?
I'm so serious.
Say it again.
Aunt Gussie's husband, Reverend E.A. Henry, and Aunt Ella Mae, which is Mama's brother's wife.
Oh.
And your dad is
Uncle Pat.
Uncle Pat.
Yeah, Uncle Pat.
I was just about to ask where, because I'm in New Orleans now, where are Uncle Pat and Aunt Gussie buried?
You know what? I don't know. Only your dad knew that because he took us by the house.
Now they buried Aunt Gussie in Gulfport down there, I think. Because she had moved to Gulfport when she passed.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Brady went to Uncle Pat's funeral, I think. They buried him. I'm gonna say they buried him. They buried him. They buried him where they buried LC in New Orleans, out there, that what they call that mausoleum thing, because I went to that, yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Right, they're in the mausoleum. Right, they're in the mausoleum.
Since I'm in New Orleans up now, I'm gonna go look for that. Because I wanted to go find the house. I remember what it looks like, but I can't remember where it is. So
General Taylor Street.
General Taylor, okay. Okay.
Wait, whose house was that?
Uncle Pat, not Gussie.
That's your great grandmother's brother.
And Brian, who was their grandson, he went to St. Aug. I've been looking for Brian too. I've met so many people from St. Aug, and so I've been looking for Brian, but I haven't found him yet.
That's beautiful. So is that what that's what you're doing now? You're on a trip to find family?
Oh no, I've moved here. But so since I've been here, yeah, I've been kind of trying to look for my cousins.
Nice. That's where my both sides. I was born in New Orleans.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Right. I've just been connected. So I spent most of my childhood in New Orleans, and then by the time I was 11, my dad was stationed out here. He had joined the Coast Guard, so that's why I don't know you guys. Okay. Because my dad was stationed here, and he was very like, okay, that's there. This is here. My mom's side of the family, I'm pretty close with, and they're all from New Orleans and upper parts of Louisiana. But I'm very close to my auntie Lisa, who is my dad's sister, and Aunt Brenda. So like my first cousins on dad's side, my first cousins, I don't know if you guys would know them, like Lyndia, that's Uncle Hilton's, they call him Junebug, Uncle Hilton's daughter. She's actually getting ready to get married soon.
I know.
I'm trying to think who else. Trishanda, Uncle Bam's daughter, Trishanda, and do you guys know any of them?
No.
They're a little younger than I am.
Young for me.
They're in our group though, but I know they would love to see you guys. I'm going to make sure to tag them in this because they have questions too, and they're curious about where we come from.
And so you were going to make sure you get the connection with someone about the family reunion and stuff. So Artis, who's doing it this year? The Bubba's daughter, who we elected president in South Carolina. You know, we postponed it this year, but
no, she has moved now. Well, I think didn't they move the president back to the one in Gulfport? The one to go out and inspect the house, Vicky. I think they moved it back to Vicky. And the one that was in South Carolina, Glenn got all of that. She has moved.
They live in South Carolina.
Glenn.
Okay, well, you would get all that information because they were in South Carolina at the time.
Okay,
that's why they hosted it there.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to know anything about HBCUs? All of us graduated from HBCUs.
That's dope. So my mom, actually, she went to Southern. Yes, I want to know where you guys graduated from, and what other things does our family do? Because I'm starting to know those patterns.
We are a heavily SWAC family.
Okay.
we have like Carolyn said, HBCUs,
where did you go?
Almost all of them. I went to the Jackson State University.
All right now. What was your major?
Mass communications and public relations.
Oh wow, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, my sister went to Jackson State. My mom and dad went to Valley. Uncle Glenn went to Jackson State. Uncle Artis went to Alcorn. His daughter went to Alcorn.
Artis, Joe, and Carnell.
Yes, Artis, Joe, and Carnell went to Alcorn.
I went to Mississippi Valley.
She was at Valley.
And my daughter.
We are all over the place.
And Lachey went to Alcorn.
Shay went to Alcorn.
I went to Alabama.
Went to Alcorn.
I went to Alabama. Oh man, this is
PhD from Howard.
Ashley went to Prairie View and then transferred to.
Somebody went to
I went to school in Texas too. So what do most of us do? Like I've noticed a lot of
teachers. A lot of teachers.
I'm a doctor of psychology.
You're psychology?
Yes.
Guess what? I own a private practice. I diagnose and treat mental health conditions.
Oh wow!
Yes,
I teach at college now.
That's beautiful, man. That's cool.
Ashley has her own business.
You're a business owner too, Ashley?
For tax purposes, yes.
Yo, I can't with you. What are you?
Is Shay still on? Is Shay still on, or she got up?
Her phone died.
Oh,
yeah. She said her phone was dying.
We definitely have to do this again. But Ashley, what do you do, my love?
I'm a teacher.
Oh.
Yeah. Trying to get out of the classroom. Started getting chairs thrown at my head.
Yeah, I used to work as a therapist in a school before I opened my private practice. That's the last thing I did was I was a clinician in 2 schools. They need help. The teachers need help too because it's so stressful trying to teach kids that their parents don't have control of.
It drives you to drinking. Yep.
And Fred went to Alabama. Where's Fred? Fred went to Alabama State, right, Fred?
Yes.
Alabama State.
Alabama State. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And my sister had.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
And Monica, Andy's sister Monica graduated from Jackson State as well.
Yeah, her bachelor's and her master's degree there. I have to pop off. I gotta go. I love this. Ashley texted me. She was like, "Get on the family Zoom." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So, so I'm glad I had a chance to pop in.
Where do you live?
Who is that?
Where do you live?
Janelle.
Oh, me? I live in Connecticut.
Where?
I live in Norwich, Connecticut. Do you guys know Mohegan Sun?
Norwich
Casino and Foxwoods Casino?
I'm in DC, so it's somewhere up there.
We're not that far from each other, about 8-hour drive compared to everybody else.
Right.
But yeah, I live, there's really not that much in Connecticut. Connecticut is very quiet. That's all the thing I can say. It's very quiet. I do a lot of community events. I started several community initiatives because I like to bring
Make sure you
people
get everybody.
together.
Make sure
How
you
far
get
are you
everybody
from
out to vote.
How far are you from Hartford, Connecticut?
45 minutes. And
how far are you from Hartford?
Okay.
About 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I live in a town. There are really no cities here. Even Hartford, you would be like, what you guys probably considered a city, we'd be like, this is it. You blink and you're out of the city.
Yeah.
Everything's very small in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But if you guys ever want to come visit, I would love that.
And where's it?
I have a sister in Rocky Hill, Connecticut.
You do?
Yeah.
That's not that far. Rocky Hill is near, like you said, near Hartford. It's like maybe 45 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is your sister my cousin too?
Nah.
She can be.
No, not related. No, because that would make my brother and his wife related, so they're not.
Oh, you meant sister-in-law. I'm married with 2 kids, and I actually do call my sister-in-laws my sisters too. I've been with my husband for it'll be 13 years next year, married, 23 together. So I'm the same way. There's no in-law.
Okay.
My sisters.
But Janelle, I've been married 51 years.
That's beautiful.
Artis, how long have you and Dot been married?
55 years.
Yes,
next month.
Both of you are very much goals of mine and my husband.
51 for me.
All right.
Yeah, I saw it on the Facebook, and I saw his birthday too.
Yes, and he. Did you see about him? His 50 year at Jackson State.
Wow.
He marched in his gold robe.
Oh, that was his goal. That was his goal. Never he marched.
Yeah, he marched.
Well, I marched too for mine. I marched too.
You marched. I'm waiting on mine.
I wanted to tell you that I love your pictures. I always get excited to see what you're wearing.
Who?
You.
Oh, everybody tells me that.
I get so excited. I just I have to see what she's got on because she can dress her behind off.
I know.
You know I love to dress.
Send me the picture with the pajamas on, okay?
Oh, okay. This is great. Do you guys have any ideas of who we should interview again? Like next or again or where we should go with this? Because I think that we should keep this up. We need to know who each other is and where we came from. It's important.
Janelle, you have a lot of first cousins. Your daddy do, and you don't know them. It's 2 on here now. Angela and did he get out?
Conrad.
It was Conrad.
Conrad. Okay. That's
Conrad, Fred, Janelle.
This is actually my first time seeing or speaking with Conrad, but Angela
And
I've gotten to have conversations with on the phone, and she's been beautiful to give me information about family.
Their mother's name Joanne, right?
That's correct.
Joanne. And they all those sisters look just alike, all of them.
Oh my goodness. Conrad, just like Kuda.
Conrad, I haven't seen you in a long time, baby.
I know.
You gotta come back down. Angela, Conrad have stayed with me before, and you haven't.
Conrad, where's your sister? Where's your sister? The one that's the lawyer. Where is she?
Who?
No, you talking about Michelle? That's Jack's daughter.
Michelle. Oh, okay. That's Jack's daughter. Oh, okay.
These are Joanne's children, huh?
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Now, Jack my grandmother's brother?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Son.
Yeah.
That's your
I
uncle.
We don't see them too much, so y'all
I've
try
never
to get
seen
in
the name
contact
written
with them. Y'all try to get in contact with them.
Brother, so Joanne,
How do I do that? I don't know if is anybody online?
Now, this man, when I saw this Jack Pittman, his name is Jack Pittman Jr. He's black. They stay in Nashville.
Oh.
And Angela, doesn't one of our cousins stay up there in Chicago? Which one?
No,
Nelly.
No, Raquel.
Uncle Jack. She's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, is she the one who's an actress?
No,
no, she's not the one.
It's Joanne's daughter.
One of her cousins is an actress. Who is she?
Karen. That's Jack's daughter.
Karen.
Jack's daughter. Which one?
Karen Pittman.
What did she play on?
Something on Netflix, right? It was like a superhero show.
She used to play on what's that picture? Like that hero picture.
Yeah, it was Luke.
Yeah,
Luke Haynes.
Luke
Haynes.
He was the sergeant.
Yeah.
She's on There's a program.
I read about that.
Look, you can tell who she was because she had those teeth.
I think she's on a new show now, though. I can't think. Yeah.
She is. Oh. Michelle's not a lawyer anymore. She worked for the government.
Oh, really? Nice. She should have never
I don't think she is.
Him. Michelle came to the family reunion one year when it was here.
Yeah, that's when we had it in Memphis.
Oh, right. Michelle. Her last name is Picara.
That was Jack's daughter. That was your Uncle Jack's daughter.
I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but I know
you're Besawai.
What is it?
How you pronounce it?
I think it's Besawai.
Besawai. Is that her? That's her married name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can get you her number, Janelle.
Say that one more time.
I can get you Michelle's number.
Yeah, thank you. I can actually reach out to her. So Michelle is who's
Uncle Jack's daughter.
Okay, all right.
And once you catch up with one of them, you can probably get all the other numbers because
that would be nice.
One of them is a doctor in Texas, I think. I'm not for sure, but
I've spoken to Michelle a few times before online. She's funny.
Oh, I wondered, did she know we was on today?
I don't think so. But I would like to do this again if that's okay with you guys and try to invite as many of us as possible.
As long as Ashley walks me back on, I'm good.
Get all the cousins.
Ashley, help your mama, baby. Help your mama.
She helped me today.
I was wondering how you got on.
Yeah,
I'll try.
You know I'm not astute when it comes to this.
I will try.
Glenn could have helped you got on.
Oh no. Somebody in Patrice was just about to come on, and as soon as I'm about to hit
Patrice, that's Uncle Joe's daughter, right?
Yeah. Can you ask her to come back? Because I was about to press submit and then it hung up.
Is she on?
So Patrice
she was trying to get on.
Patrice,
Carolyn, did you see all those fishes Joe and them had?
So what else did our
Joe is fishing at
come on.
DC.
Come on.
Where is he?
Okay,
vineyard. He's fishing in Martha's vineyard. And
look at here.
Did you
Janelle, this is my sister.
Hey, Janice.
Hi.
That's your other cousin, Janelle.
That's
Your face, I see half your face.
You see your forehead.
It's like I want to see what Uncle Artis looks like so bad. I feel like he's
Uncle
the
Artis, fix your camera.
witness protection program. All I see is
God.
red.
He look like his dad.
That's my cousin. She look like my sister.
There you are.
Tracy, we hear you.
This is nice.
Hey, y'all want to see what Doc look like?
Show yourself, Tracy.
Hey, Trees.
Hey, Artis. Girl.
Hey, Artis.
And this is Conrad. Hey, Conrad.
Hey.
We don't see the. We don't see the.
How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
And this your cousin Lewis. They used to
Kyle Don. You and Kyle Don. I know what y'all used to do. Kyle Don. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna be good.
Another Jackson State, Janice.
Oh yeah.
Man, you guys are rolling hard with the Jackson.
Sean, we have a cousin in here named Sean. He said Aunt Lee Alice went to Mississippi Valley.
I did too. My sister went to Valley State too. I started, but I got married and ended up at Jackson State.
There's Artis. Looks just like my dad. That's my oldest brother.
Hey, Uncle Buddy.
Hey, looks like more. Uncle Artis are on dot.
Uncle Artis is beautiful.
Yeah, Fred. What you don't see
Yeah.
you?
Fred, you need some light.
There's some light on it.
He's so red.
Is light gonna help him? Is light
The light would not help.
You told us while we were dark.
Okay, blame Grandma Jane, okay?
From Ethiopia.
Now who is this
chocolate
here?
is lovely.
I can't see the
His
name.
skin is beautiful. You're so red. You're just gorgeous.
Hey, Artis. Next time I come on, I wanna set up a trip and I can go down to She-Rock.
Ashley.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you to
He
both
said
churches.
you look like your mother.
To the church and to the grave, let you see him. I'm gonna take you where your granddad was before you go down there.
No,
Okay.
Sean. Who's
Angela.
Yeah.
Hey, Tracy.
Hey.
Tracy. She didn't get
That's nice. How many on the
saw her
line?
name, but she didn't get
You're probably in Gulfport.
This is Johnny daughter right here.
So there are two cousins that I haven't met yet. Patrice and Sean. I'm Janelle. I'm your cousin Janelle.
This is Aunt Julia's daughter.
That ain't what he is.
Tequila is my mother.
Who is your mother?
Tequila Jones is my mother, and she's Jackie Williams' granddaughter. Onesies
Jackie,
daughter.
once is Jackie.
She got on.
So once is your
Tequila is your mom.
Sarah.
We've been on
Wait,
she gave birth to
Onesie is what?
Onesie is my great grandmother, and Sean Jordan is on here, and Tequila Jones. Tequila Jones is my mother. Onesie is their grandmother's my great grandmother.
Onesie Pittman?
I might get on when I get to the house.
When
I get there.
No, she was a McGee. Onesie was a McGee before she married. Now she married a Williams.
daughter.
I didn't write it down.
No,
It was Alice's daughter.
yeah, they got it already down. Who that in that pool?
Now who's this one?
Wanzi was Alice Pittman's daughter.
See, Wanzi was a McGee and she married a Williams. So you look it up on the Wanzi Williams.
Alice was our oldest aunt.
Come say hi to cousins.
Okay, when y'all get ready for another meeting, just let me know.
Say hi,
Oh,
cousins.
baby. Wait, we got some new cousins on the way too.
Oh, wait.
We have a cousin on the way.
That's my baby. That's Miko, who's all over messing with stuff.
He's so good.
That's Chewy.
So we're gonna go get our
Do Sunday afternoons work for most of you?
Yes, for me.
Yeah.
Who does it not work for? I want to make sure that we can get as many of us on here. Okay, sounds like so.
Sunday, is it good for you too? What about you, Tracy?
Sundays are great for me.
It's early in Cali right now.
So I was thinking once a month, if we could, like you guys suggested before, we could do this on Sunday.
It's like a solo. Oh, because my friends.
Maybe everybody can come down this year for the Christmas dinner.
Get all the information for the family reunions.
Yes, I'm gonna need that.
Have they set a date for the Christmas thing?
The Christmas dinner is always usually somewhere between the 19th and the 22nd of December.
Okay.
How y'all doing? Hey guys.
Oh, okay.
You know, I had
Carolyn's grandson.
Twins run in our family.
That's
so
my
hard.
grandbaby. Hi, Aiden.
He's handsome.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Hi,
Janelle.
sweetie.
He's so cute.
Stop pushing on that baby.
Where you get it from? Where you get it from?
Wait till I see you.
So are they gonna do it this year? They gonna do it this year?
Trying to book me up. I'm trying to book
They
me
gonna do it this
Where
year?
did Conrad go?
right here.
Angela, this my son.
How y'all doing?
This her.
Hey.
You doing all right?
I was trying to show
Doing
you.
good.
Can't see your face.
I know.
Really, they can't see your
Oh, they can't
face.
see my face.
Okay.
Guys, can we take a group photo? I'll do it, okay?
Hi there.
Take a group photo.
Can y'all see him?
Where's
You don't
Andrea?
post
She don't
it?
want to be in it.
Yeah, now we see him.
We see from the nose up.
Oh, they can't see me?
Who, Uncle Artis?
Oh, they
No, I
can't
see
see
him.
me. Your phone.
Okay.
Oh,
You're not in it.
okay. Hold on. Let me change this
Adjust
around.
She's so cute. There's Fred.
I mean,
You're in it. I'm just waiting on
okay.
Jeanette. I want to make sure she's in it.
Guys,
Ready? 1,
Mom,
2,
Grandson.
3.
wait, Janelle.
the camera ain't there, Mom.
Oh, we got 3 in there now. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Pipmans.
Woo!
Right,
So
y'all.
beautiful.
Good seeing y'all. I'll be on the next one. I was traveling. That's why I didn't get on. I didn't get on.
Okay.
All right.
You guys want to meet my husband real quick? Come on, come here.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Meet the family.
Okay.
Bring him over.
We ate out at
Come on. Baby's fine.
you know it's hard to
They're about to
find.
go, so you gotta come on.
Oh, it's hard.
Don't be telling the same stuff.
We went to Magnolia. We went to the forestry. They didn't have. They ran out of food. I thought we were gonna pay $13 for some food.
Hi, cousin.
How you doing?
Hello, cousin.
Hey, Janelle, you have a baby by the age of my grandbaby, right? Angelica.
Yes. Except for the smallest, I think we're done. Yeah, our daughter is 11 and Marcel is 5.
Okay. All right.
We'll
my
see
sister
what happens.
just brought me some
Let's put it
fish
that
back. Glenn.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Okay. I'll see y'all.
Bye, guys. I love you. I love you.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Thank you.
We'll plan it again in 1 month.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye,
Next time.
Ashley. Bye,
Everybody have a
everyone.
nice day.
All right,
Okay.
bye.
See ya.